Well, would you listen to this? Exactly. Custom sounds added to Minecraft. Let's take a look. If you want to go deeper, the 26.x modding courses are linked down below. 30 plus hours covering complex block entities with fluid and energy handling, custom mobs, custom networking, and even custom biomes and dimensions. Everything you need for 26.x all in one place, linked down below in the description. Alright, we found ourselves back in Jelly once more, and in this tutorial we'll be adding custom sounds to our Minecraft mod. This is once again not the worst thing to do, or it's not the hardest thing to do, but there are once again a couple of pitfalls, and also we're going to do this all with data gen, which is obviously something new, because before I did do custom sounds always with at least one custom JSON file, but now no longer. We will do it all JSON filed. And with this, well, we're going to start by actually registering the sounds. That's going to happen in the tutorial mod package in a new package called sound. And right here, we're going to have the mod sounds class. This one is actually quite straightforward, all things considered. We're going to have a public static void register sounds method over here. And this one is as easy as doing tutorial mod logger registering sounds. That's fine, but the logger is actually all written in caps for, and then we're going to say tutorial mod ID. Once again, the info call of the logger is not strictly necessary, although it does make a little bit of sense. Then we will have a helper method, but before we even do that, let's call the register method here mod sounds that register sounds. Absolutely fantastic. And then here we're going to have the private static sound event. This is going to be sound event, very important, not sound events, but sound event, the singular. And that's going to be the register sound event method over here with a string name parameter. And then this is going to have an identifier ID, which is identifier from namespace and path, with tutorial mod ID, and then the name as the second parameter. That is correct. And then we're going to return registry, making sure we choose net Minecraft core registry, super important. That register, passing in the built-in registries.sound event, then the ID, and then sound event that create fixed range event. Nope, create variable ranged event, passing in the ID again. And there we go. That is the whole shebang over here. And now to create the sound event, very straightforward, public static final sound event chisel underscore use equal to the register sound event method, and then chisel underscore use, just like that. Now, importantly, a sound event is not a sound. A sound event is literally a sound event, and you can actually have a list of sounds that play when this particular sound event is triggered. Here, we're only going to have one, but in theory, you could add multiple. So just do note that even though the name of the sound event, which is chisel underscore use, is going to match one-to-one to our sound file, which we're going to add in a second, that does not have to be the case. So that's a very important point. Regardless of that, we're going to jump into data gen, because that's the next step that we need to do to actually let's first of all use this. I mean, it's as straightforward as you might think. So we're going to do it in the chisel event right here, when we are using this on, and basically we're going to do the following. So if this contains a key and we're updating this, then we're going to say level.playSound right here, passing in a null. Then we have context.getClickedPause, mod sounds.chiselUse, sound source is block, and then 1 and 1 is all right, except for the pitch over here, because I actually wanted to use the same pitch change that we've done in the Betty Bush. That is going to be this one right here. So basically, idea being that we have the pitch at 0.8, and then we do a random that is 0.4, so like between 0 and 0.4, and that is going to make it a little bit more random. We'll hear this when we actually get there, but I think that this is a very good idea. Highly recommended to test this out and play around with this a little bit. Absolutely no worries on that as well. That is going to be how we use the sound. And now registering it. So in the data gen package, we're going to create a new Java class, and we're going to call this the mod sounds provider over here in this case, which will extend from the fabric sounds provider. Let's hover over this to implement the configure and the get name method. Hover over again, create constructor matching super. The constructor can stay the same, and the name we're just going to do tutorial mod sounds over here, and the configure method, way more straightforward than you might think. It's going to look a little bit crazy, but don't worry. We're going to do exporter.add, then passing in the mod sound.chisel use. So this is the sound event that we have to pass in. Then we're going to use the sound type builder of, once again, passing in the sound event. Then calling on this, because this is a builder class, the sound method, and then we can use the of file right here. So registration builder of file, just autocomplete this, and it's going to be sound type builder, that registration builder, that of file, and the file is an identifier from namespace and path, which is going to be tutorial mod ID, and then chisel underscore use. Here, very important, the name given right here, in this case, is the name of the file that we will add. This is an OGG file. We're going to add this in a second. And the sound method right here will also, or rather actually the of file method, which one is it? Which one is going to be supporting? Well, I guess we can just add multiple sounds. So we can probably just call the, so in theory, you could do something like this, right? Where you have like an _1 over here and an _2 over here. And then you'd have two different sounds. You can't just do that because the sound type builder in this instance should, which is the implemented one over here, is going to add this, as you can see, to a list of entries, very importantly. So you can simply add multiple. And we will actually see that when we see the JSON file, because the sounds is a list of files in that case. Now, there's another thing that we actually want to add. That is the subtitle over here. I almost would have forgotten that. And that's going to be sounds.tutorialmod.chisel underscore use. Now, this obviously is as easy as adding it to the en underscore use JSON. There we go, using chisel right here. And then what we can do is the mod sounds provider, of course, then has to be created. But that is as easy as going to our datagen class over here, adding another thing, another add provider call, and then mod sounds provider. Honestly, more straightforward than you might think, and that is going to be that. The final step is adding the OGG file that happens under assets tutorial mod, a new directory called sounds, and right there we're going to add the chisel underscore use.ogg. We don't need to actually open that. That is not the thing we want to do, because it's an OGG file. Obviously, this is a sound file, right? So reading it as a text file makes absolutely no sense. And here, the important thing is that the name of the file right here has to match the name given right here, but it does not necessarily have to match the name given right here. Like I said, in our case, it does match, but that is because we have one file, but you can define multiple. Very, very important to note and to keep that in mind. And if you have multiple, then a random one of the ones are chosen when you use the sound event. That's the idea. Finally, this needs to be a proper OGG file, and it has to be in mono. Very important. If you don't do that, then it's going to be heard in the entire server. If it's in stereo, and if it's just an MP3 file that you rename to OGG, it's not going to work. You have to properly convert it. With that being said, data generator to run over here to make the JSON file. You will actually then also see that's going to be under assets tutorial mod, and then right here is going to be a sounds.json file that is going to be generated via our sound provider right here. And you can see right there. And here you can see this is the name of the sound event. And then here we have a list of sounds, which points to the sounds folder instead of tutorial mod, and looking for chisel underscore use OGG. But as you can see, in theory, because this is a list, you can add multiple, you can rename this, you can add all sorts of things, and there we have it. That's the whole idea. That's the whole shebang. And just like that, let's jump into the game and hear it before it works. All right, fans, I'm back in Minecraft again, and I have turned up the volume, and let's listen to this. I might have to turn that up into post a little bit more, but generally speaking, this should work pretty well. Well, there we have it. So that is the sound over here. Let me turn this down again. That's pretty cool. And that is custom sounds added to Minecraft. Awesome. You can, of course, also not only add this in post, but you can also, let's say, for example, do a volume of 2 right here. That would, of course, also work. No worries there at all. But that's going to be it for this tutorial right here. Thank you so much for watching, and thanks for the support on Patreon and on YouTube. Don't forget, if you join as a Stonebricks member on YouTube, you can get up to 14 days of early access, including this video right here. We'll add custom music discs. Oh, hope to dance with you there. Until then. So, yeah.